Hi everyone, I am here with the great Allan Vaché, and we're here, to talk, of course, but to talk about the upcoming concert that we're broadcasting on December 18th that you recorded a couple of months ago.
Back
So
in October, wasn't it? I think, yeah.
yeah, something like that, yeah. And so it's really great that first of all you were cool enough to do this. Like it allowed us to be a little bit more flexible with our schedule, and that's when you could do it. So I said, why not? Let's record it and broadcast it on December 18th.
We're happy to do it. We had a great time, and we always have a great time playing uh, for you and your facility, which is such a great place to play. And I never pronounce the name of the Arts Foundation
Yeah,
correctly.
Timucua, but that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Timucua, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I'm
Now,
getting old. I'm getting old. I can't remember everything.
well, you can remember who the guys were who played with you.
Yes, of
So,
course. Mark McKee on piano, Charlie Silva on bass, and Walt Hubbard on drums. And we also had a guest, Linda Floyd, sing a couple of tunes with us. So we were very, very happy with it. Everything just fell together, and I think it's some of the best stuff we've ever done. And
that's fun.
we've been working as a quartet for quite a while. We were playing at jazz tastings about once a month until the pandemic hit. But we hope that maybe we'll be back there once all this stuff is over with.
Right.
Soon, I hope.
Right. Soon. We all hope it's
Yeah.
going to be soon. So, listen, so you were playing with these guys. So when did you meet Mark McKee, for example?
Oh, I met Mark years ago at Rosie O'Grady's when I was working at Rosie O'Grady's, and Mark would come in and sub at Rosie's. And Charlie, Charlie, most of the guys I met when I was working, because I was at Rosie O'Grady's 2 nights a week for about 5 years, and most of the guys I met at that time, working there, and they were either subs or got regular guys on the band. I also played with Charlie when I was subbing on the Grand Floridian band.
Right, right.
So,
Which is now unfortunately defunct.
defunct, yeah.
Like we'll see what they come up with when things go back to normal. But I'm never you know, like for example at Downtown Disney back then when it was called Downtown Disney, like they had great acts all the time and things, and then all of a sudden some person decided that, oh, let's do DJs, it'll be better, and of course attendance went down, the whole vibe went down.
That's the bean counters. They always figure they're going to save money somehow, but they don't ever see the big picture.
Exactly. Like same thing happened, I suppose, with Rosie O'Grady's, because obviously this was like a thriving institution for many years, and eventually it stopped, and they had a hard time for many years, like doing something with that space and that area, that was relevant. And
well, they sold it to a British conglomerate of some kind, and immediately the first thing they wanted to do was cut the band down and eliminate a lot of the entertainers, and that's what happened. In a matter of a couple of years, it was done. It was out of business.
But fortunately for us, anyways, like we're still operating as best we can, and we're keep going. As a matter of fact, as an organization, we're doing really good. Like it's surprising how well we've weathered the storm, and hopefully the future will be brighter for everyone.
That's great. That's great. Nobody deserves it more. You've worked your butt off on making that thing go, and I mean, I'm very, very proud to say that I have performed at your facility so many times before.
Well, thank you.
I mean, it's one of the best things going in town as far as I'm concerned, preserving the arts. I remember when we had my wife's woodwind quintet there playing all my arrangements, and that was quite a thing. I've written a whole bunch since. Maybe we can do another one of these days.
Yeah, I thought we had something going, but of course with the pandemic, a lot of plans got changed.
Yeah, everything kind of fell apart. Yeah, but hopefully we're on the end of this thing. It's screwing around big time right now, but they are getting the vaccine out, and so hopefully maybe by the spring things will have gone by the wayside.
Better, yeah. Yeah. So listen, just for the people, like there might be a few people who don't know who you are, but after Rosary Grid, like you've been touring like the world essentially, certainly the country for a long time. And like, tell us a little bit like that part of your career. Like, I don't think you're
Well,
traveling as much now, but
I started in New Jersey and I played in the New York area for a long time before I moved to San Antonio, Texas, and went to work for Jim Cullum in the Jim Cullum Jazz Band. And I was with Jim Cullum for nearly 18 years. And then I moved back to New York for about a year and starved to death. Business was slow then, but I came down to Florida because H. Johnson offered me the Rosie O'Grady's job, and I was there I started out at 5 nights a week, but ended up going to 2. But since that time, I started, you know, having played with Jim for all those years, we did a lot of jazz festivals and things like that with the band, as well as playing 5, 6 nights a week at the club. So there are quite a few people who got to know me. So
yeah, I remember hearing those like those shows all the time on broadcast.
yeah, that's one of the things that helped a lot was that I was on that Riverwalk Live from the Landing NPR show for about 5 years. So a lot of people got used to it, you know, heard me play and liked what I played. So and then I started doing a lot of the jazz parties and I started going to Europe. I started touring in England, and then so I've been to England and I've been to Scotland and Wales and Ireland, and then started touring in Germany quite a bit. I did a tour with Bob Haggart and Butch Miles and those guys in Germany for about 6 weeks back in '93, and then I toured Russia a couple of times with a Russian pianist named Valery Grakovsky, and this was in 2009 because the Goodman estate asked me to be one of the people to celebrate the centennial of Benny Goodman's birth. So I toured Russia and I toured Germany and Switzerland with I did Russia with a quartet, like a Goodman style quartet. Then I went to Germany and Switzerland. We did that with a sextet with Howard Alden on guitar and John Cucuzzi from California on vibraphone. And then in the fall, I took a big band down to Brazil, and we did all the Goodman things with the big band, you know. So, you know, I've been around the world a couple of times.
Exactly. This is why it means so much when you compliment the venue and the work that we do, because you've done a lot. And actually, you know, you're one of the first things I heard as a kid on the radio on the French CBC, so Radio Canada. There used to be a jazz show out of Vancouver in French, and it would be broadcast from the Montreal station, you know. And I would hear that as a kid. And your brother, I remember hearing your brother, because your brother plays cornet.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, as a young child, Warren Vaché, I knew that name. Like, I had heard it many times on the radio. And then, so when I heard you with the Jim Cullum, you know, then I kind of figured out, oh, these guys are related. And, you know, so, but it's like we have a long, like, unbeknownst to you, I have a long history with your family. Hearing you on the radio for like, I mean, it was.
Well, it's probably just our French name, Benoit.
maybe. Like, it was, but honestly, like I would have been like maybe 8 years old. I would have been like 48 years ago that I heard, you know, your brother play for the first time. So
You're making me feel old now. But he's older than me, so it's okay.
Yeah, and both great players, of course. So anyways, listen, everybody, you got to watch that show on December 18th at 7:30. Go to timucua.com to find the details, or you can go to youtube.com/Timucua Arts, or it's going to be also on our Facebook page on facebook.com/Timucua Arts Foundation.
Right. Just a quick note that even though we did record it in October, we knew it was going to be airing here at Christmas time, and we did play one Christmas too.
Absolutely, I remember that. Very smart, very smart. You know, it was a good set, and I enjoyed it very much. I was having a good time editing it and all that stuff. So I hope that everyone watches it, and of course, all donations will be shared with the musicians. So please, guys, be generous when you watch the show. So just go to timucua.com, donate, and we'll know it's for you, and we'll give you the money.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much, Benoit.
Thank you, Allan. So nice to talk to you. Have
You
a
too.
great night.
You too. Take
Thanks.
care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.